What's going on, everyone? So, the upcoming I Know What You Did Last Summer Legacy sequel has some new cast members that have been added to the mix, added to the fold. So you got Lola Tung, you got Nicholas Alexander Chavez, Austin Nichols, and Gabrietti will star in I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, we've had several characters that have been kind of mentioned and rumored and speculated. It's nice to finally start to see kind of confirmation on some of these actors and actresses that are kind of coming into the fold. If I'm being honest, I'm not really familiar with most of these actors, and we're going to go over several of them going forward. I talked about Gabrietti in a previous video when they made the announcement that she had joined the cast. She is a model and musician, but I'm excited for the sequel. Hopefully they do right. Hopefully they do justice with this sequel. Hopefully it's not one of those, films, not cash grab. Like, people throw out cash grab. I think every movie is a cash grab, right? Every movie is designed and made to make money. However, there's the, okay, this movie wants to make money. And then there's okay, this movie was clearly only made to make money. Like, they didn't even try. They didn't even put an effort in. And I really hope that that's not the case with this, because this is an iconic franchise. Obviously, it stemmed from the Scream craze. Kevin Williamson was even at the helm. But it was, and still to this day, is a beloved slasher classic for many people in their catalog. But kind of put names to all of the characters. Obviously, Freddie Prinze Jr. will touch on towards the end of this video. But you also have Chase Sue Wonders, Jonah Hauer-King. You have Madeline Klein, and then Tyreek Withers, Sarah Pigeon, Billy Campbell, as well as Gabrietti, Nicholas Alexander Chavez, Lola Tung, and then Austin Nichols. Like I said, I'm not very familiar with most, if not all, of these actors and actresses. So please let me know down in the comments if you're familiar or if you're excited for any of these actors or actresses. However, one of the ones that I see a lot of people kind of clamoring over is Nicholas Alexander Chavez. Again, me personally, I wasn't familiar with his line of work, but he was in General Hospital, Crushed, Monster in 2022, and recently in Grotesquerie, which I haven't yet caught, which, by the way, let me know if that's any good down in the comments below for those that are watching this video. Is Grotesquerie. It looks good. It looks interesting, but I haven't actually seen it yet. Haven't gotten a chance to get around to it. But sticking to I Know What You Did Last Summer. So Nicholas Alexander Chavez, 25 years old. See a lot of people throwing out like, hey, could he be Julie and Ray's son? Right? This is supposed to be kind of that anniversary type of film. Where, you're going to have kind of like the children of the characters of the past. And last time we saw Julie and Ray, they were living together, they were married, they were, living their best life. Obviously, Julie had that dream. Was it a dream? Clearly it was. I'm curious to see how they're going to tie that in. But this is supposed to be coming out in July of next year, which I'm really excited for. And hopefully, whatever role he plays, hopefully they do it justice. It is also possible that one of these kids are potentially the killer, obviously. I don't see it being any kind of relative. It's got to be somebody, somebody new, right? Which is what makes this so exciting, right? Like, the fact that we genuinely have kind of this whodunit, where personally, the original I Know What You Did Last Summer, you kind of knew. I mean, there's literal shots and scenes in both films where you can see the killer's face. Where I don't know. I felt like it was pretty obvious. It's who they hit. He survives, comes after him. And then obviously we didn't know the name at the time, but then you find out his name is Ben Willis. Kind of felt like that was the case. Where I feel like now with this iteration and this upcoming installment, I do think that there is this level of mystery. I don't think it's going to be Ben Willis. I don't think it's going to be, Ben's son, right? Like, I don't think it's going to be anything in those regards. I think it will be somebody new. Maybe it is relative, somebody tied in, somebody younger that just like knew what happened. But I'm very curious to see, could Alexander Chavez, Nicholas Alexander Chavez, could he potentially be the killer? Could he be Julian Ray's son? Could both be true, right? That could be kind of interesting. Imagine if it's like your kid, although I kind of feel like that's the silly trope. But a couple things. Biggest standout so far is we still don't have confirmation, like the announcement that Jennifer Love Hewitt is on. Now, it is expected that she is on board. It is expected that she is going to be a part of this. But, we got the confirmation with Freddie Prinze Jr. We got that, like, hey, he's on. Here's the official, right? We haven't gotten that with Jennifer Love Hewitt yet. Now, could that just be something that's being waited on? Could she maybe not play a big role in this film, right? Could her and Ray potentially be separated and she just kind of plays little cameo spots? Which I think would be interesting because, she is, obviously it's Julie and Ray, but Julie is the final girl. Julie is, in many ways, I Know What You Did Last Summer, right? Jennifer Love Hewitt, right? Like, she is the girl, right? It's like Scream having Sydney in it for just little cameos, right? Like, I've been critical on Scream 5 for the way that they approached and went about Sidney Prescott and Neve Campbell in Scream 5, right? Like, I just think if you work, like, you have to have them both, in my opinion, right? I don't think you can have one without the other, right? It's peanut butter and jelly, right? Like, it's kind of how it feels to me. But, obviously, again, we'll see. I'm sure we'll get the confirmation. She was supposedly one of the first that were willing to come on and willing to do it. And, I don't think that that's changed. However, right, be surprised, right? Stranger things have happened. But could you do a story centered around Ray? Possibly. Right? Now, if Julie isn't in it, I hope it's not something where, like, oh, she died off camera or something like that. I hope it's, she's like out of town or something, right? Like, I hope it's like, because, I want to see Ray and Julie and their kind of relationship and their dynamic. And, like, how are they as a couple? Is it, sunshines and rainbows, white picket fence? Is there a little toxicity? Is there, a little paranoia? How is Julie as a mother? How is Ray as a father, right? I've talked about the same things with Scream. Right? The upcoming Scream is supposed to have Patrick Dempsey and Neve Campbell on board, and they're married and supposedly have kids and all that stuff, right? Like, and I've said the same thing. Like, we are now at an age, most of us, many of us, at the age now where we're parents ourselves and have grown up, right? And we grew up with these characters. And now we're at a point where we can relate and connect to the parents of characters that we beloved, right? Like, have Julie and Ray be married and kind of going through their struggles, and maybe Ray's still a fisherman and it's not paying the bills, so there's a little stress to it, right? Like, kind of have some real world elements to it, because the audience is older, and even the audience that isn't quite there yet, right? That's why you have all the young characters and whatnot to kind of connect to and have them. But hopefully it all plays out. Hopefully it all works out, and we get Jennifer Love Hewitt. Now that we have Freddie Prinze Jr., I'd imagine, I don't know if Freddie Prinze Jr. would sign on without Jennifer Love Hewitt, and he kind of even talked about that in the past. So I imagine that if he's on board, she's on board. We're just kind of waiting for the announcement. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea of any of these characters, any of these actors or actresses? Like I said, again, I'm not really familiar. I wish I had some familiarity with some of these actors and actresses. That's how you know you're kind of getting old, right? Like, so, if you have some insight, again, I'd love to kind of hear your opinion on these actors and actresses. And then, of course, what happens with Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. Obviously, we know Freddie Prinze Jr. is on. Think Jennifer Love Hewitt is on or not. Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.